Asalmualaikum and welcome back. Today's name is Al-Malik. Al-Malik translates to the king. And before we get into it, we're going to talk about earthly kings first, right? What is a king? We think of somebody with true authority and power, right? Not like today's royal family, right? Put that aside. I'm talking about old school kings, right? Like where people would literally kill their own family members just to become king. If you ever watched Lion King, you've seen it, all right? Poor Mufasa. Anyways, so why? People would fight to the death for this title because it's a position of power and authority. A king could do anything they wanted. They ran their world. Anything they said went, and no one could say no to the king. And if you think of a king's constituents or, their people, how did they respond to a king? They were super humble. They would come and, ask for favors or ask for titles or land or money. And they had to treat these kings with so much respect, like they were some higher being, wa'udhu billah. When in reality, they were just a bunch of human beings that happened to be born into the right family at that time, by no merit of their own, right? They just happen to be born into the right family. It's not like we can control what family we come from, right? So who's in control of actually appointing those kings? It's not themselves, and it's not their family members. It's the king, right? Al-Malik, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He doesn't just oversee our world, by the way. He's not just the king of kings in our universe. He is the overseer of the entire, everything and anything that exists is his dominion. So he is in charge of everything, everyone, even the things we can't see. Everything that exists answers to him. It's his dominion. He controls it. Anything he says goes. And there's absolutely no one that can stop the order or the decree of Al-Malik, the king, right? There's no one who could, doesn't matter how powerful you are, doesn't matter how much money or influence you have, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decrees something, nobody can stop it, right? That's the ultimate king. So when we think of Al-Malik, we're thinking of anything that you recognize as a king in life, think way bigger than that. This is the king of all kings. So the way that we apply this in our life, how do I apply and recognize Al-Malik in my existence, right? When you get up to pray or you get up to make dua, and you have to recognize who you are speaking to. Just like people would humble themselves before a king, now you're talking to the king of kings, the one who's actually in control of everything. That human king, in comparison to him, is nothing, right? He can wipe out that king in a second. This is the ultimate king. So when I talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I have to recognize how much respect that demands, right? I got to humble myself and remember that I'm talking to the king of all kings. This is the one who's truly in control of everything. He is capable of giving you anything, and he is capable of taking away anything, and no one can stand in his way. So whatever he chooses will be. So when we are turning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to recognize the magnitude of his ability, of his power. And when I come to ask from him, I'll be 1,000,000 times more humble than I would ever be with a human being on earth, right? I would trust that he's going to give me what I ask for, that I trust that he's the only one who can give me what I ask for. So don't ever turn to other human beings. Turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. Turn to Al-Malik, the one who actually owns this universe, the one who can actually give everything to you. Ask him before you dare ask anyone else, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course, put people in our paths and in our lives to leverage, right? To be able to gain the things that we need. But you first turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask Al-Malik before you ask anyone else. And insha'Allah, may you benefit from this, insha'Allah, and may you be able to get everything that you wish for and ask for. So that is it for today. Insha'Allah, I'll see you next time.